you cannot beat the game. And so if you're playing it like I just need to beat the final boss and then I'll have finished the game, you're going to be pretty unhappy.
If you had to mentor a fellow founder on how to kind of deal with the emotions of it, what would you say?
There are times in the company's life where it's like you feel like your success is definitely assured.
10 a.m. every morning.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly. And then there are times when you're like, oh God, this is like not working.
2 p.m. every day.
Yeah. That's the experience of every company, even the companies that outwardly appear super successful. And then thing two is this sounds trite, but I think it is true, which is like it really is the journey, not the destination, which is like you have to understand kind of why you're playing the game and sort of like what you hope to get out of it. Because at every point it feels like, well, if you just hit this milestone, you will have succeeded. Like, oh, if we can just raise that Series A, like it'll really feel like it's working. And then you do that. It's like, well, if we can just raise that Series B, like it'll really feel like it's working. And then you do that. It's like, well, if only we could raise that Series C. Like that the game never ends, actually.
The game never ends.
Even at IPO, if you talk to CEOs that have IPO their companies, what the founders that IPO their companies, they'll tell you like the IPO is the beginning. It's not the end.
It's like literally the first thing after probably the first, evening of champagne is that, fuck, we better have 2 good quarters. So like we need to make sure that we hit our numbers.
Right. So I think like insight one is, well, you cannot beat the game. And so if you're playing it like I just need to get to the final boss and beat the final boss and then I'll have finished the game, you're going to be pretty unhappy because like the game in fact never ends.
Right.
And so instead I think you have to say, well, how do I make the day-to-day one that is on balance enjoyable and fulfilling for me? Like, am I learning? Am I being stretched in ways I like? Am I being challenged? Am I working with people I like? If the day-to-day elements are ones you find kind of enriching and rewarding, you will have the endurance to slog through.